is so funny.
I'm getting everything pulled up
Oh,
so we can
perfect.
see y'all.
Welcome tonight to Walking Against the Current. I'm still in Laugh a Lot mode, obviously, because I'm like, welcome to Laugh a Lot. But welcome tonight. We are so happy that you joined us and looking forward to discuss some really important topics tonight. And go ahead, stab at it, son. How was your day?
I had a good day today. Can't complain. You jumped around. You didn't even talk about your grand opening.
I wanted you to, hype it up a little bit for the people.
Yeah, but just we're grateful to be here. We wasn't here on yesterday, so it's an honor and a blessing to be before you tonight. We have a great topic. As my mom mentioned, the topic tonight is talking about the power of joy and laughter and why we need it more than ever today, especially with so many things going on in today's society in America. It's so important for us to experience, right, laugh and joy for our daily doses of medicine.
Absolutely.
But before we get into that, I want to definitely highlight my mom for her business, for her grand opening.
Yes.
Of Laugh a Lot, and thank you to everybody who came out.
Thank you.
We had a great night, a packed night, over
sold
50
out.
people, sold out. It was crazy. It was crazy.
It was just like so surreal. I was like, this is really happening. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, like, I'm so grateful for everyone that supported Laugh a Lot. It wasn't a one-time show. We got one more. We got many more coming up, but we got one coming up on March 28th.
What time?
It's going to be 6 o'clock this time, 6 to 9. So it's going to be a really great session. I'm opening it up to the poets if you want to spit and speak some poetry. But the exhibit is going to be the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect. I can't tell you everything is going to be there because I don't want to, you're going to come. You got to come.
Right.
So it's going to be the butterfly effect. We are already on Eventbrite and we're going to be back at Majestic's Rose. So I'm telling you guys, if you really want to have a night out to reset, come join the Laugh a Lot movement. It was great. If you didn't see any highlights, go to my page, Lauren's page, my TikTok, my Instagram now.
Yeah, she finally got an Instagram.
I got an Instagram.
You finally got an Instagram. What's your Instagram name?
It is Laugh a Lot Experience on Instagram. So go on and you can see the video, the highlights of the evening. And then you're going to be like, yeah, I want to go there.
Right. Right. I'm happy. I'll be sending my mom videos in our family group chat. And she'll be like, I can't see it. I don't got an Instagram. I'm like, but you get an Instagram already? You got to get an Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So, but she finally got one. So I'm happy that she has an Instagram.
Because Instagram used to let you view it without having it. Then they say, oh, no, you got to have it to view it. So.
Right. They made you have to download and get an account now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's great, though, because I'm learning. And I want to thank all of my staff that was there. My son, my shout out to my girlfriend, Lynetta, who's the consultant of Laugh a Lot. She flew in all the way from New York City. She had the best giveaways. She hosted the whole night. It was just an epic moment. I just want to shout her out because, all of my sisters came. Ones that couldn't make it, they bought tickets. Also, my girlfriend came all the way from Charlotte, her and her husband to support. I just had so much support that night. My family from my South Carolina family friends, all of my girls from South Carolina came out. It was just a night of just celebration. And I shout out all my sisters and all of the people that believed in me and is going to continue to believe in me and join this Laugh a Lot movement. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to my
my
daughter.
mom's too. I'm sorry, my mom's too.
Yeah, shout out to my daughter. Shout out to Sharonda. Shout out to Auntie Mommy, Auntie Pat, Natalie. If I forget you, charge it to my head, not my heart. Right, as they say. Am I saying it right?
I think so. Yeah, man, did Sharonda work?
Everybody. So everybody came out and helped to support the vision. So that's what it's about. It's
Family
about family
and friends.
Got people on TikTok watching. So, it's about family and friends coming out to support. But as we mentioned tonight, it's about the power of joy and laughter and why we need it more than ever. As we all know, first off, we want to pray for families and people that's overseas fighting for our country, So definitely want to, just shout out all our soldiers and military, everybody putting their lives on the line for us to be able to live in America, in the world of the free, home of the brave. So definitely shout out to everybody that's in the military and blessings upon them.
That's right. Go ahead, kick it off,
But
baby.
again, welcome back to our show. We wasn't here last night, but tonight we're talking about something that I think a lot of adults have forgotten how to do. And it ties into laugh a lot and what we experienced this past weekend because many people forget about joy. They forget about laughter. They forget how to have fun, right? So, as we get older, life starts to feel heavier. Responsibilities, bills, work, raising kids, stress from the news, right? As I mentioned, what's going on in the world today. Everything going on in the world, sometimes we get so caught up in surviving that we forget how to actually live,
That's absolutely true.
right? And now that we're actually, what tonight we're going to talk about is inspired, as I said, about laugh a lot because, man, watching people paint the waterfall,
Man,
so the canvas that we painted at the business was a waterfall, insinuating that when water flows, right, it just releases. You can't hold water, right? It goes through your hands. It's like water on a duck's back, as the saying goes. But she had people do breathing exercises, talk about water, talk about how releasing forgiveness, letting stuff go, letting hurt go, letting trauma go, and truly learn how to just release that stuff. So the dis-ease does not create a disease in your body.
right, absolutely. Because when you look at, and I mean, I love the majestic flow of waterfalls, though even the noise that the water makes when it hits the rocks and things and such. And once that waterfall drops, you're never going to see that water again because it just flows. And that's the message that we had that night was to learn how to be in a state. Things are going to happen in life. Life do be lifing, and that's just life. But remembering that, you know what, I can pick up and start over again. I don't have to hold on to this anger. I don't have to hold on to this unforgiveness. I can let it go like a waterfall. So that was the exhibit. And so it was powerful to see people put their heart and soul into their exhibits. I mean, they painted so beautifully. And one thing I love about art is that it actually, there's no right or wrong there. You're never right or wrong. Is how you see your piece. So it just kind of ties back into how we live our lives, like a waterfall, that we should be so quick and ever so fast to forgive and to walk in love and to walk in joy. And that, joy is a choice. It's a decision that you make. Joy is absolutely a decision. Either I choose to walk in anger or I choose to walk in joy and forgive. So this is why we're talking about it tonight.
I love that, man. I love that. So I want to talk about something. So, I love watching Dr. Miles Monroe.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
God bless the dead. He was a man full of wisdom.
Absolutely was. And he was a great teacher.
Yeah, and I saw something recently. He was talking about the power of, going back and using our imagination, right? Talking about becoming a child again mentally. When you think about children, right? When I look at my children, if I ask them what they want to be right now, my oldest daughter wants to be a doctor. My baby girl wants to be a veterinarian, and my son wants to be an engineer. And there's nothing that I can say to them right now at their ages that's going to convince them that they cannot get that done.
Wow. That's something.
You know what I'm saying? But over time, as we get older, as we step into reality, right, as people say, and I have a whole nother teaching on the word reality. You could actually look at the definition of reality. It's the world of state that that someone lives in, but that's different topic. But when you think about children, right, there's nothing that a child, when a child says, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an NBA player, they truly believe that.
Absolutely, wholeheartedly.
But as adults, we forget our childlike, as you say, symptoms, or our childlike behavior, and we get so hung up in reality and bills and stress and people telling you what you can't do. And now you begin to believe that more than you believe your dreams and goals.
Exactly. Because, children have, I think you were looking for a childlike wonder. Children have such a wonder and such a great imagination.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that is a great thing because when you can imagine something and you can see it, you can really, I hate to sound cliche, you can achieve it.
Right.
So there are times, and that's why meditating is so important, because when you're in that place of just closing your eyes and just kind of laser focus on something that's positive, that's where we should be. So if we're angry, that's one of the reasons why those deep breaths are so well. You can just talk yourself down. And you can say, I'm refusing to accept this. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to see something that represents joy to you. because that's individual. That's not isolated to just one thing.
Right.
So you can just kind of, for me, it's kind of like nature. So when I get really stressed out, I'll go into my space and place of nature. So when I close my eyes and I'm doing my deep breaths, I'm seeing myself by the water. I'm taking a deep breath, and immediately I can feel whatever's tightening up on me is releasing. And that's what we're trying to teach. And that's what we're teaching tonight. This is what we're teaching in Laugh a Lot, that you don't have to live all tight. You can let things go, and you can live in a state of joy, because it really is a choice.
Right. Right. I like that. So I got a question for y'all in the audience, right?
Uh-oh.
And it's not a bad question, but when was the last time you laughed so hard that your stomach hurt?
Oh man, often. That's why it's called Laugh. I'm always laughing, and it's so funny because I want why the audience is answering that question. I want to give a quick joke, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
My girlfriend from New York was full of anxiety. She loves me so much that she wanted to make sure this event was right. So while we was in the car together, we was doing something, and she was like, "Listen, we gotta do this, we gotta do that," and I just started laughing, and she was like, "What are you laughing at?" You know. And I'm laughing at her because I'm watching her allow herself to get so anxious. And I'm like, chill, relax, And I mean, so I'm always laughing. So to answer your question, I laugh all the time, sometimes so hard that I get lightheaded.
Yes, that happened to me a lot of times.
Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting scared,
Like, no, I gotta stop. Right, stop. I'm gonna hang up. Stop.
But that is so healthy for you. That is like real life medicine. I mean, as they say, fresh off the what do you call it when you get a paper? Fresh off the press. Yes,
right.
That is so fresh from the throne. I believe it's so fresh from the throne when you get to the place where you're so happy and you're laughing so hard that you actually get lightheaded. That is like good medicine. It don't feel like that when it's happening to you, because you're like,
no.
Oh God, please stop. But it's so good for you.
Right, absolutely. Oh, she put LOL. Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
y'all?
what's up? Shout out to my sister Patricia. She was even there helping me. Shout out to my sister Pat. She was passing out pain, and I was like, "Yo, girl, all right, I'm gonna have to get you a Laugh a Lot apron. Okay, keep it up."
So listen, guys, and this is a question that I thought about myself with when I was writing this stuff down, because you always tell me this when it comes to, as I got older, you would say I got so serious.
Right.
So do you think that society pressures adults to always be serious?
Yes, I think so. I think there's a certain people have told us all the time there's a certain respect that comes with being serious.
Right.
And it's a certain, and actually some people will tell you when you laugh too much, you're being disrespectful.
Right.
So, yeah, I think that society kind of forces us sometimes to be more serious than we have to be.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes it comes with, and it's not, I'm not saying it's right, but I think sometimes it comes with your job. It comes with the pressure, not depression, but it comes with the pressure of your job, of your title, of your position, because sometimes people associate what you do with how you should act. Right.
Okay, right.
Meaning like if you're a police officer, if you're a lawyer, or if you're, you know what I'm saying, some of those other positions, you should be more serious.
Right.
Because you're handling more heinous crimes. You're doing all this different things. And now that you're happy, or you're jovial and you're having a good time, you're going against the grain. You're walking against the current.
Right.
Because it's not normal for somebody to be, not saying you shouldn't be loving or kind doing those type of jobs, but sometimes when you're on certain cases that's more serious, people are like, why are you laughing? Or why are you having fun? You shouldn't be laughing. But I found it like sometimes when I'm talking to people out in the community, man, I'm cracking jokes with them because I want them to see that I'm human. I'm relatable. I'm not always so uptight, at work. Sometimes I'm cracking jokes, and I'm talking about we really cracking jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'm getting on people. They getting on me. I'm getting on them. And it brings camaraderie. It brings fun. It brings, community. It brings peace. It brings
breaks
love.
down the walls.
It breaks down the walls of all police is uptight, or all police want to, hurt me or harm me. And it's like, no, this guy's cool. Or this young lady's cool. They know how to be relatable. You know what I'm saying? And showing a level of vulnerability. Right.
And that's the thing that humbles. That's a humble spirit that you allow yourself to be vulnerable in those moments. So that's humility, and that's so important. I remember once when I was working in education, and the first time I did prom, I used to, do prom, and it was the most shocking thing to see the principals, laughing and joking and having a couple of drinks, and they bellied over laughing, and I just never saw that side of them. I was like, what in the world? You know what I mean? Because every time you would see them, they was always so straight and narrow and serious. So when I would see them be human, snap, snap, and I see them be human, it was shocking, and it shouldn't be that way.
Right.
It really shouldn't be that way.
Right. And that's true, but that's crazy because many people, unfortunately, they're so serious, so uptight that they don't know how to have fun. And that's still something that I'm learning on how to become and be less uptight. Like at your grand opening, I had the mic. I'm talking.
I saw the old Lawrence that night. I was like, look at my son.
I'm talking. I'm cracking jokes. I'm on the mic. I'm hosting, helping Lynetta host. I'm dancing. I'm just like really trying to enjoy the moment.
Get in the moment, yes.
Yeah, just live in the moment.
That's right. And it was great too. It was great to see you smile because oftentimes he is so serious. And, I'll tell you, like, yeah, lighten up, because my personality it is so laid back that when I get around anybody who's full of anxiety, it disturbs my peace. It really disturbs me because when you could ever get yourself back to a place in life where you're just letting, like you said, water roll off the duck's back. Because, honestly, you're going to have the bills. You know what I mean? You're going to have all of things that the life challenges. But if you really can't change it in that moment, like sometimes I don't even open up a bill on a weekend. It's like, I'll look at that Monday. I'm not going to deal with it, I'll look at it Monday. So when you can ever learn to just say, you know what, it's not that important right now. You know what I mean? And be in the moment at your children's graduation. Be in the moment at a kid's party. Be in the moment when you're with your sisters and stuff. Don't be thinking and rehearsing your bills, rehearsing your problems, rehearsing what somebody said to you. All of these things, sometimes we let somebody offended you. You're sitting back rehearsing that. You're supposed to be with your girls or your boys. And in your mind, you're giving a half of a smile because you're just rehearsing what somebody said to you. Let that go.
Mm-hmm.
Let it go. Be the waterfall.
Yeah, you were playing those things over and over and over in your head. That's why they say forgiveness is not for them, it's for you.
Absolutely.
Because people that hurt you, people that cause trauma in your life, a lot of times they may have forgot or they moved on. And you, like you said, are rehearsing and reliving the trauma, the pain, the hurt over and over in your head. And not even thinking about you. That's why they say forgiveness is not for them, it's for you.
I love it when Joyce Meyer said, it's like you're drinking poison. You're drinking the poison, expecting the poison to affect them. No, it's going to affect you.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to affect you. You're sitting there, when you're rehearsing something, when you're reliving something, when you're staying in a state of anxiousness or anger, you're drinking the poison.
Right.
You're drinking the poison. And that's when you said earlier, which was really true. It's like I tell people all the time, dis-ease, D-I-S-E-A-S-E. That's how, it's not, you create that by overthinking, by stressing. That's your dis-ease. It's like, I'm not comfortable. I'm in a room with everybody having fun, but my mind is over here. Everybody else is laughing and joking, but my mind is over there. That's a dis-ease. So then eventually you will create a dis-ease because stress is like heart disease is one of the number one killers of the world right now in the United States. So just imagine that. And matters of the heart is what I believe control a lot of that. Matters of the heart. Because when you offend it, it's hurting you here. And you got to be able to let it go. You got to be able to be like, man, don't worry, be happy. That song is real.
That's why when something happens, you start having chest pains immediately.
Yeah.
You start having, gut feelings. You got to use the bathroom.
That Vegas nerve.
Number 2 start coming. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, great.
I could have said the other word.
Oh God, please.
Yeah, number 2 start coming. Or she say, yes, thanks Sammy and Little Man as well for our doorkeepers. Yeah, shout out to Sammy and Little Man.
Man, we got to give Little Sam and Little Man a shout out because my youngest son is an introvert. Like, he doesn't like to be around crowds. He's definitely an introvert. And so Lynetta put him at the door. When I walked in, I said, what? You know what I mean? Was it you or Lynetta? Okay, so he had to greet the people and he had to scan them in. Man, did he do good. And I'm telling you right now, if you didn't have a ticket, you wasn't getting in. He was stopping you. So, and my nephew was helping out giving tickets, and my nephew was literally outside, directing traffic. I mean, it was just great to have that support from my family. It was just awesome,
Yeah. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. That was a great event. Like I said, we doubling back. Round two.
Round two.
Round two at March 28th. But now let's talk about the healing power of laughter.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness. So I talked about that night. It lowers blood pressure, and many people are suffering from that. So, I mean, could you just imagine laughing can lower your blood pressure? It reduces stress. It boosts your immune system. It actually burns calories. I'm like, I need to be laughing for hours. I think I might be one of my exercises in the morning. Ha, 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 ha. It reduced anxiety and depression. And it actually, see me laughing, we get medicine.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, man, what do you think how many calories? Okay, so it actually helps. So it's absolutely no side effects. How about that one? No side effects. The best medicine with no side effects. So when you say something, I want you to say you need to laugh.
You need to laugh.
No, you say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm getting drunk on here from laughter. I want you to say, please take some laughter.
Oh, please take some laughter.
But also, it may cause heart disease. It may cause this. You know how you see it?
On the commercials.
Yeah. It may cause heart disease. It may cause kidney failure. It may cause... What kind of medicine is that?
Or the print be like in, 0.5 inch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So
can't read it.
I'm telling you that I'm giving you some free medicine with no side effects. So I'm telling you, we should all be practicing laughter. No side effects.
Yeah, laughter is actually powerful for, like you said, for your health, right?
Yeah.
Studies show that it can reduce stress, like you said, lower your blood pressure, and even boost your immune system. But beyond that, laughter connects people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been in environments and rooms where, something happens and we all start laughing and it brings us together.
It's contagious. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, you seen that? Or somebody start laughing all crazy. Now you laughing at his laugh or her laugh or the way she laughed. You know what I'm saying? And it brings y'all together and it's like, oh, shoot, da-da-da-da. So it really helps break down barriers. It helps to mend relationships.
It does.
Like I got friends that I haven't spoken to in a while, and like we get on the phone, or they send me a meme, and like now we busting out laughing on FaceTime, or I'm busting out laughing at the DMs of what somebody sent me. Like my boy Kasudi sent me something yesterday, and I was crying laughing because it was something that only him and I would know.
Right.
But it was a meme that somebody created.
Wow.
About a topic that we was just talking about. And it was like, oh, shit. And I was like, bro, I'm on the phone. I'm on the floor crying, laughing right now.
Yeah.
But, it just creates that camaraderie. And just
does.
Help build and heal and mend relationships.
It really does. It's so important to laugh. And when you gave me the topic, I was doing some research today. And one of the things that came up, and it was really good, I said, what is the opposite? Do anybody know the opposite of joy? What is the opposite of joy? Right? And I was shocked when I saw that the opposite of joy is chronic stress.
Wow.
Not just stress, chronic stress. And the opposite of laughter, just amazing to me, isolation.
I wonder why it's isolation.
I think because what you just said. That's why when you said that, I was like, it ties in. I think laughter, it typically happens with two or more people. I mean, most people are not just sitting home. I mean, of course, you can watch TV or something, but it happens with some type of interaction is what I'm saying. It typically involves something, or you're watching something. It's very rare that you just be sitting down in the living room and just bust out and start laughing. So, I mean, you should do it, but it's very rare. So typically, laughter basically combines with socialization. You know what I mean? So that's why I think when you're by yourself too much, you lose your joy. You lose the ability to find your laugh because you're by yourself all the time. So that's why it's so important to be in a community and be around people. Isolation is nothing good about that. Part of my lesson in Laugh a Lot talks about what isolation does. It is serious. It's very serious. So I'm telling you, this is why I wanted to start the business because I want people out of the house. Let's get into back into joy. Let's live in the moment. Let's laugh. You know what I mean? Let's discover happiness again.
Right. So, question for y'all that's commenting: could people put unhappiness, despair, the opposite of joy? And those are all great,
Great.
great answers. But do you think laughter is underrated as a form of therapy?
Yes. You know why? It's free. Don't cost you nothing to laugh. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah,
What if they try to put a price tag on laughter? That'd be crazy.
that would be crazy. Come to us, we'll make you laugh.
I mean, they sell air in a bottle. I heard.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Think about it. You could buy oxygen.
Well, that's true.
You know, so it's like, what if they figure out a way to like put laughter in a bottle?
Oh my God! Because could you imagine opening a bottle of here and laughing? You would laugh.
Yeah, you would laugh.
You would laugh, you know, because it'd be so different, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely one of those things that's underrated and people don't talk about enough.
Yeah.
People are living in isolation. People are living in depression, mental, what was I going to say?
Mental health.
Yeah, thank you. Mental health. Mine must be. Y'all forgive me. I'm still flying on one wing. I'm still high from the other night. High from laughter. Excuse me. Let me be clear.
Yeah, please be clear.
Let me be clear. But somebody be like, oh, whoa, she gets high. You know, I'm talking about laughing high. I mean,
Right.
where I talked about how you get dizzy. You know, I'm not getting dizzy from alcohol. I'm not getting dizzy from smoke. I'm getting dizzy from joy and laughter.
Right.
And it's free. So just imagine that if people really understood the benefits of it for free. So we need to practice it and we need to educate people. And that's what we're doing tonight. We're educating you on the power of joy and laughter.
Elroy said yes, because laughter is a tool and a way to minister to others. Absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Because like you said, you could be in a room by yourself, excuse me, with a room of people you don't know, and somebody starts laughing. You might even start, I know me, I'll start laughing with them, you know. I might be even laughing and touching you, and
Right.
I get beside myself, but I get
Because
happy.
now when you add the touch, now you add in connection.
Right. Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
goodness, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So think about someone in your life who always brings joy when you enter the room. Who would that be? Who's somebody in your life that always brings joy when they enter the room?
I got a few people in my mind.
Who do you think of?
Well, I think of my brother because whenever he walks in the room, my brother likes to be silly. So he's going to come in. He's never going to just come in the room. Think about that. He's never just going to come in the room, sit down in the chair. He never does that. He never does that.
Right.
He comes in making some kind of funny sound, funny noise, some under lip joke, you know, something. So he's always bringing some type of joy because my brother is always making a joke. Always. So that's the person I think of too. What about you? Who do you think of?
Oh man, you know I didn't think about man, but he's definitely a good one.
Yeah.
He's definitely a good one. He's always gonna come in there making a joke, making
Yes.
a face, cracking a joke. You know, like look,
Right,
you know.
right.
What about y'all in the comments? What she say? I have been in my supervisor's office for laughing too much.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, so people have gotten in trouble for laughing. I used to always get in trouble in high school
I
for
did
laughing.
too. I did too.
And it seemed like things always be funny when it's not the appropriate time to laugh.
Right. I got in trouble all the time from my mom. You know, my mom is a very serious person. So if you go somewhere and, you know, like a person like my brother or my sister, they would make a joke and they would laugh quietly. Right. So they never got in trouble. But when the joke came out, when it came time for me to hear it, I'm like, ah. My mother would kick me out of a spot for laughing out loud. Okay. Seriously. You did not bring that much attention on yourself in this moment. So yeah, you can get in trouble for laughing.
One of my coworkers, I can call my sister when I'm stressed at work a lot. She comes in. She is so carefree. Yeah, that's so important to have people like that, man. That's so carefree.
Yeah.
That can uplift your spirit.
Yes.
You know, I know, again, sometimes myself, I'd be so uptight with what I do because, and that's why it's so important to walk against the current because you could be so, you could really succumb to your environment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's serious, I'm going to be serious. So it's like, so if I'm the only one laughing, now you're the outcast.
Right.
You know, you're the weird one. But sometimes it's okay to be weird. Sometimes it's okay to be carefree, like you said, bro, because it's so important to be the one that can shift the room, shift the energy of the room.
Absolutely. That's great.
Yeah, so that's something I had to learn for sure of how to be the shift shaker.
Oh, I like
in
that.
the room.
All right, coined the new word. Next thing you know, hashtag shift
Shift shaker.
Yes.
So listen, are we too busy chasing success that we don't enjoy life?
Sometimes I think that can happen easily.
Do y'all think that? Do y'all think sometimes we are too busy chasing success that we don't get the opportunity to enjoy life?
Wow. Wow. I can see that because when you're running a business, when you're working, sometimes you feel like you don't have time to even stop to laugh. It's like, I got to get this done. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
know. And I can see that happening.
Yeah, because sometimes y'all we get so focused on building our business, building our careers, that and success that we forget the point of life.
Right.
Like I know for me, and we talked about rest and being able to like just take a day, take a mental health day is the new thing now.
Absolutely.
Take a mental health day for yourself, right? And just enjoy yourself in your room, in your bed, watch a movie. You don't have to sleep all day, but just rest your body.
Yes.
And that's one thing I struggle with.
Oh my goodness, do you?
Because I do. Because my mom always say, when do you rest? When do you sleep? I literally get asked by people like, when do you have time to sleep? Like you
Right.
always doing something, you know what I mean? And for me, when I'm laying down in the bed, I'm like, I could be doing this. I could be doing that.
Right.
I could be watching this module. I could be doing this assignment. I could be doing, because I always got something to do. So
Right.
for me, it's hard just to just shut down. And I feel like I'm so busy chasing success. And I'm learning from Miles Monroe also that, you should not chase money.
No.
Money should come to you through your purpose,
Amen.
through design, because if you're always chasing money, money never stops. So now you're going to keep chasing something forever. But when you chase your purpose and do your purpose, the money will follow you because now you're doing what God wants you to do.
Man.
So that's something that I'm still learning. Not saying I chase money, but I'm just giving an analogy that is so important that we take time to pray, fast, and focus on what God wants you to do in your life.
Living in your purpose. That's
living
right.
in your purpose, because if you're doing God's work in your purpose, then you could do it for free.
It doesn't exactly. I was going to say it doesn't even feel like work because when I was working at night, though it was, we was in a spot that was a little tight, but in that moment of seeing people do the art and not even think about nobody was thinking about their bills that night. Everybody was bopping, everybody was vibing, and in that moment, I didn't feel like I was working.
Right.
I felt like I was giving something back. You know what I mean? Like I'm imparting something on you. You know what I mean? I'm giving you something. It just felt so good. You know what I mean? And so it's really important. So I was going to ask you, why are we sometimes so comfortable posting anger things? When somebody makes you angry, nobody doesn't say, I'm not going to post that. Somebody makes them angry. Look, this restaurant sold me this. Look, I had this. You will post something like that quick, but we're not really posting simple little things, simple little accomplishments, simple little joy nuggets. Like I'm in the park and I saw a beautiful bluebird. Like when I go in nature, I look at everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was recently in the park with someone and I was just enjoying nature. Like I can tell you how many birds I'd seen, what color they were, how the tree was moving. I mean, you have to stop enough in life to just breathe in nature. I mean, we're so connected to nature and our bodies. I mean, like our DNA is so connected. If we ever understood that, we would do that so much. We wouldn't waste our time complaining. We'll be like, hey, when can we go to the park?
Right.
When can we go to the park? When can we go there? When can we go to the beach? We wouldn't be just worrying about, like you said, money and jobs and going to the club. We'll be tapping into what God really wants us to do, because when you slow down enough, that's when you can hear your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's when God can speak to you. But when you're all the time moving and running, you never have a chance to allow God to flow. Mm-hmm. He needs to flow, but we're clogging him up. We're clogging it up. But let me say it like this. He is always flowing, but we are blocking it with our lifestyles.
Yeah.
He's forever flowing. He never stops flowing.
Right.
But we're blocking it with our lifestyle. So that's when you sit down in nature. And I tell my son that all the time. Stop. Sit down somewhere, anywhere. You know what I mean? That's a joke in the family. But stop. Sit down. Take a deep breath. Go somewhere where it's tranquil. And then you can hear the Most High speak to you and direct you. You know what I mean? You can find healing in that moment. So we have to learn how to suck it in.
Yeah, that's good. Man, that is so powerful because I have to learn. You know, I saw something one day. It says the hardest thing for men to do is to sit still.
Oh, I believe that.
You know, because and I get it. As men, we have people don't realize men have so much weight and pressure on them. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
You
speak
know,
that.
especially if you a husband or a father. You got your children, you got your spouse or your girlfriend. You know, you got your bills. You got to live somewhere. You got your car. You got insurance, and just the pressures of the expectations of men.
Oh, speak.
You know what I'm saying? It's so much pressure. So I know for me, I can't speak for no other man. I know for me, sometimes I just feel so much pressure mentally on my chest, you know, in my body, because I'm like, I got people depending on me, you know, not just family, people in the community, organizations, you know, and it's like I got so many goals and dreams that I want to accomplish. And it's not even for me. Right? It used to be for me. Like I wanted to have all these different things, but the older I'm getting, I'm realizing that it's all about building a legacy for
Right.
my children. You know, building a legacy
Right.
for, you know, my grandchildren. You know, when that time comes.
Right.
You know, and allowing them to have a better life than we had.
Right.
Each generation should be better off than the last. You know, we talking about getting a trust for our family.
Right.
You know, but it's so many things that we're trying to do to make sure that generations after us are in a better predicament, a better situation than we was growing up, you know, because that's what it's about. It's about legacy. That's why we do this podcast. So when, you know, we're dead and gone 100 years from now, you know,
You got that right.
you know, our kids and their kids' kids and kids' but oh, look at your great grandfather, look at your great grandmother on YouTube. I mean, these people that we watch on YouTube, that's dead for 50 years.
Absolutely.
And we're able to still watch them, or maybe we're becoming AI.
Right.
You know, somebody make an AI video of us, and we'll be on here talking.
Yeah.
But everything that I'm doing now is about legacy. And the man of God said something last night about how, you know, if it's easy, then, you know, everybody be doing it. But when it's
Right.
hard, you know, sometimes we equate hard with the devil.
Right.
And he said sometimes hard is God because it's building your character, it's building your
Right.
moral compass, it's building all those things that's inside of you. So once you do get to that level, when you do get to that rank, that plateau, that, you know, whatever you're trying to do, you learn to appreciate it more. You learn to have more gratitude, be more grateful, to be more giving, to be more relatable. I know after my season that I recently went through, ain't nobody more relatable than Lawrence K. Brewer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad you said that because I used to watch him edit videos when he worked in his business. He's doing all this work. And I just was like, okay, he's exaggerating. When he was saying, I'm tired from doing this. Now that I need to do this work and jump into social media and stuff like that, I'm realizing that, oh my goodness, it is so important. It is so important. I realized how much work he was doing.
Yeah.
I just realized how much work you was doing. I was like, I came to him last night. I was like, I need help. And it was so funny because, you know, whenever a person is tired of you, and he's very respectful, but I can look at him and know when he's tired of me. You know, he's like, what do you need me to do?
No, honestly, and that was our timer. I try to set a timer on here. You also make sure we're not taking too much of your time. So that was our time that I set for us to be getting off of here. But we're gonna go maybe like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
But it wasn't that I was just tired. You know, we prepared for my mom's thing all month. Keep in mind, we're still working, right? We're still taking care of children and daily activities. You know, church, the whole nine. We're still paying bills. You know, we're trying to prepare for the Laugh Out launch. You know, I'm still working on my book, which we got to finish that now.
Right.
Because we have the final stages of the book with the editor. So
Excellent.
The book should be done hopefully this month.
Good.
And out for
It will
purchase.
be done this month.
It will be
It
done.
like
It will be done.
That's what.
You know, I got my men's group tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
You know, Men Matter is tomorrow. So many things been transpiring that I've been so tired. And I got so much, I got hours of content in my phone that I haven't even put out because people don't realize it takes a lot of work.
I realize it now, son.
To edit videos and make them look the way they look when I'm posting them. And I'm doing everything myself.
Right.
So, and my mom is trying to learn social media. Like I said, she just got an Instagram.
Okay, all right.
So, you know, but she's learning, right?
I am.
She's learning how to post on Eventbrite, how to take the Eventbrite link and put it on Facebook, and now she has a link tree. I made a link tree for her.
Oh, yeah.
So now all her links is under one one link. She got her TikTok and she got her Facebook and her personal Facebook and her business Facebook. So it's so many different moving factors.
Right.
Like I'm giving her a crash course on how to navigate through this stuff while still trying to do the things I'm trying to do. Right.
And it's good because I'm telling you, I'm gonna get right back to what I said. He was like, "Yes, Mom." I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, how do I do this?" He was like, "Let me do this first. Let me get through. Let me get through this before we get to that, Mom." It's like very respectful because I know he wanted to say, "Will you shut up?" I know he probably wanted to say that to me because I was like, "Oh," because as I'm discovering stuff, I'm looking and I'm like, "Hey, how do you do this?" And meanwhile, he's over here trying to tackle one thing for me already, and I'm giving him 2 and 3 and 4, but he's ever so patient. So I am thankful for that. But I wanted
and keep in mind, I was like, I'm coming home because we got a service tonight. I'm gonna take me a nap, right? I'm gonna take me a because you got a service at 7:20. I'm gonna take me about an hour nap or so. We ain't get done till like on 7.
Yeah, my car battery didn't work. He had to come jump me off. There was so many factors that went into that. That's crazy. I'm like, hey, he's like, why are you not at my house? I'm like, my car won't start up.
And she's like, come pick me up. I'm like, no, I ain't coming to pick you up. I got to take you back home.
Yes.
I would come and jump your car so you can drive to my house.
So there's so much that go behind the business that I appreciate. But before we go, I wanted to jump on something that I really felt like Holy Spirit wanted me to say. You talked about when you come home, you're so tired, you're so this. You talked about all of that. And I wanted to say that back in the days when I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am now, I remember, and women, we do this often. When our husbands are sitting down sometimes, it's like, in our mind, it's like, there's something you should be doing. Right. I remember when Sam would come home, I used to be looking around the house like something that needs to be done, man. What you doing sitting down? You know what I mean? Like, get up and get this done. And I remember he was like, I'm just resting. It's like, no. Go in the backyard, do this. And sometimes we have to learn as women and men. I'm not going to just leave it to women. But as a couple, as a spouse, we have to learn how to, when we see our significant other just sitting down, we have to learn how to allow them in that moment in time to just relax.
Yeah, that's the mistake I made.
Yeah, we got to let them relax. I mean, sometimes they're just sitting down in their moment thinking and maybe even discovering, maybe even God speaking to them, and we're interrupting that moment. We have to learn, not just that, even with our children. Sometimes when they're sitting down, we have to learn as letting people just have their moment to rest without creating something for them to do. That's extremely important. I wanted to jump in when you said that because I know I was so guilty of that. Sam could not sit down without me saying, like, yo, this needs to be done.
So we want to give you guys real quick some practical ways on how to bring joy back into your life, right? Number one, you want to make sure you spend time with people who make you laugh. That's so important. I have so many friends that do that for me. I have my family, my mom, we laugh all the time in our houses. Put the phone down and be present.
Right.
Truly be present with your family, with your loved ones. Spend that intricate time with your children, with your mom or your dad, if they're still alive, or your grandparents.
Yes.
Make sure you spend that time with them, because don't be over the casket hollering and screaming when you could have been putting that time and not working with them while they're still here. Forgive them for what they did not know or for what they did know and the mistakes that they made. And just learn to love them through stuff and keep going, right? Create experiences instead of just chasing money. I'm going to say that one again. Create experiences instead of just chasing money.
Right.
Celebrate the small wins in your life, right? And lastly, try new things like painting.
Right.
Like going to events and traveling and different hobbies. And one of the things I want to do is I want to focus on traveling. I really want my children to experience getting on a plane and like going to another country, not Atlanta, not Charlotte, but truly
going to Europe and stuff like that.
Yeah, Europe, going to Africa, Johannesburg, going to different places, Liberia, maybe not so far, but the first trip, because I don't like flying that long. Maybe we could fly to what's somewhere short. I don't even know.
Jamaica.
Yeah, maybe take the kids, take their family
hours.
to Jamaica. Like, I really want them to be cultured and be diversified and see other parts of the world, the good parts, not just seeing Dubai and all the lavish, but seeing what people are, how people are living,
right?
And let them understand how grateful they are. Because I think kids
right.
in America are so ungrateful, and they don't understand that it could always be worse.
Right.
I was watching a segment of some kids making shoes out of tires.
Wow!
Literally making sandals out of tires. And you know, if I show that to my kid, they'd be like, "Well, what is this, Daddy?" Or, because they don't understand.
Right.
But if they see that, sometimes, no, well, all the time, experience is the best teacher.
Right. Right. And it gives it stirs up a compassion in them and teaches them how to be compassionate. And like you said, teaches them how to be grateful.
Yeah. So I got a closing message. You got one?
No, you go ahead. You're flowing.
So as always, y'all, thank y'all for watching Walking Against the Current. My closing message tonight is life is serious enough already. Right? I had to learn that life is serious enough already. There's enough stress, there's enough bad news, there's enough pressure, but joy is powerful. And sometimes the most healing thing you can do is gather with good people, laugh, connect, and remember that life is beautiful. So again, shout out to my mom, shout out to Laugh a Lot, shout out to you guys for being on here with us. It's always a blessing to be on here with you guys.
Pleasure, yes.
Yeah, a pleasure to have you guys watching with us each and every week as we do Laugh a Lot. Any closing words you got?
Yes, laugh a lot on purpose. Laugh a lot on purpose. And when you're thinking about that, when you're laughing, think about all of the health benefits. And when you're not laughing, think about all of the things that's happening to your body when you're staying in a state of anger. So laugh a lot. And also, if you want to, come book the next session.
Yeah, and don't chase success, chase joy as well.
All right.
Thank you.
Peace. Oh, yeah.